Look at how active everyone is, by the way. These little babies are motoring around. Just a good time, man. Now, Sam, I am here for other reasons, for something else. Yes, for something special. You guys are gonna love this. Yes, you know where I am. I'm at Florida Iguana and Tortoise Breeders here with Sam Pascucci, and we are going to be discussing the beautiful baby Aldabra tortoises that Sam has been dealing with for how many years now?
I think it's about 32 years.
Jeez Louise,
that
man.
I've actually been selling these. I sold Galops and Aldabras up at the Twin Towers.
Come on.
Yeah, Galops and Aldabras up at the Twin Towers. From the time that Life Fellowship, if anybody knows that name, was producing them.
That's right. They were the original folks that actually bred giant tortoises. Yeah. I always love visiting you and seeing these guys because when it comes to Aldabras in captivity, you are and have always been my go-to guy. You got me really geeked out on these guys, and there's a lot to look for when you're looking for a new baby giant.
Absolutely, a lot of it's interesting. These guys are actually, they're like it's a collector's item, really, what these animals are. And so a lot of people like the different shell shapes, and I want to go through some of the different shell shapes. Matter of fact, you have some of those numbers that you can grab out there.
Look at this. All the animals are numbered. He had some different specimens he wants to show us. Look at how active everyone is, by the way. These little babies are motoring around. I like the way you keep things nice and simple here. Again, this is basically a way station. These guys are brought, they're here for a little while and then they go to their new homes. Every single animal is identified by a number. And there's also a dot on them. And what does that dot indicate right there?
That dot is really just when we're making the videos, we put that dot on there so that when we put that animal down, we know that we've made that video.
Oh, okay, very cool. But again, this is awesome. And then, so these are about how old are these?
These run between 6 and 9 months. But look at the different shell shapes you have here. Look how nice and big and round this guy is, and then look how domed this guy is. Yeah. See how narrow he is? That's that
look
real
at that.
Nice, high, narrow dome. He's perfect.
All the scutes are symmetrical.
Yeah, he's got the nuchal scute. Some come with a nuchal scute. Some don't have a nuchal scute.
That's right.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now,
thank you to all our loyal Patreon members out there who have helped to create an amazing reptile community online with us. This week's shout out goes to Adam Bates.
is this like, oh, that real sharp dome right there, right where your thumb is? Show us that.
This is a vaulted, what we call vaulted scute.
Okay.
So when you have this vaulted scute, that first scute is very vertical. That's what gives them a nice high dome.
Okay.
Now this is a double scute.
Okay, right on.
But you see how nice and smooth their shell is?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, it's been a long time since my Nostradamus was this small.
Yeah. Huh?
They grow fast. Now, that's actually something that we should talk about. Aldabra is where they're from. They're born in these rocky coral atolls.
Yeah.
The babies actually live in the trenches.
Yeah.
They actually, you know, because if you had tiny ones like this and then some of the 600-pound adults, you can imagine they get squished.
Sure.
So they live in these little tiny valleys, little canyons, and their job is to eat and get big quick.
Yeah, exactly. So they'll grow actually between 5 and 10 grams a day.
No way.
That's one of the ways that you make sure that your animals are healthy. They'll grow 5 to 10 grams a day. They'll put anywhere from a quarter to a half an inch a month. And that kind of depends on where you are in the country and what your temperatures are.
Okay.
But when I'm talking to people, this is another one here.
There's
Again,
another vaulted,
yes.
But even the back has more of a sharp incline too.
Yeah. This is what we call a short back. See, a fast back has a slope here. A short back is like you said, a steeper curve.
That's so funny, and this just comes from years of seeing these animals and their little variations. Same species. They don't recognize a subspecies of these any longer, do they? There were different types of Aldabra at one point, but I believe they're gone now.
Yeah, theoretically they're gone, but I don't believe they are all gone.
Okay.
There's different morphs. You know, you have like the Mahi Island Aldabra, which well, Cecil is a Mahi Island Aldabra.
Oh, we'll have to have a look at him later.
We'll go out there and take a look at him, and I'll show you the difference.
Okay. Look at that.
Again, look at that nice.
Yeah, incredible. So you're looking for the shell type that you prefer, friends. You want to look at bright, clear eyes. They're not. The nares are nice and clear. There's no discharges from the nares.
Now this one here is got the green eyes, right?
Green eyes?
Yeah, I'll hold that one there first. Watch this here.
That's kind of crazy.
Got that?
Watch this little guy.
Watch.
What do you mean watch?
He won't go. He won't jump
Come
off.
on, man. I get nervous.
He won't jump off.
Well, they do have depth perception because
he'll come to the end of that. He comes to the end of that. I think you're kind of freaking him out with the camera.
Sorry, I'll come back. But yeah,
but they look like you said before, because of the topography that they live on. They know that that's dangerous. Watch him look. He's going to look down. He knows. Now look how high that animal is standing.
just to get a better idea.
Yeah, you got that flash? Oh, I got it here.
That is so cool.
So this was 55.45.
I mean, everything's written down. I love it. With this many animals, you have to keep track of everybody, I imagine. So this is interesting, just seeing some of this behavior. These guys live, obviously, if you're a land-dwelling animal, you're going to need to know, be able to judge depth and distance, and as well as, someone's nibbling on me right here,
Let's see if we
as
can
well
see.
as height.
See if we can get, it's hard to see. See if you can get it in there. That
Oh
green,
my God. Yeah,
you see it?
I do, like a ring around his eye.
Right. Not only is there a ring around the outside, that's a green eye, but there's some that have what is called a double iris. So what they have is they have a green ring around the pupil,
Wow.
and they have green around the outside.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah, some of the things to look for when you're collecting these animals, the different shell shapes. Some are wide and round.
Okay.
Some are very domed. Some have green eyes. Some are missing a nuchal skew. That's what we go through when we are when we list them on the website. Everyone has a description. That way, there's no surprises. Somebody
Yeah.
goes, they don't know what kind of animal they're getting. A lot of people don't even realize there are differences. That's my job.
Gotcha.
Is to educate, show people what the differences are.
And you know, it's cool. Like, these things make them individuals. I'm going to put this guy down
Yeah.
as well. They make them individuals, and they give them their own unique characteristic. And I think that's really a cool part about it. Now, when we say collect these animals, these are going to be your wards. You become their steward, and it's a long-term commitment. You got to have the space.
Yes.
You have always been very upfront about that.
Right.
This is a passion of yours, although
Right.
you do earn some income from it.
Absolutely.
But you offer something that not a lot of other reptile breeders actually offer, and that is lifelong
Support.
Yeah.
It's just what makes me tick. You know, the
Yeah.
thing, I'm so passionate about helping people. It's nothing that makes me feel better, nothing more rewarding than being able to help those people, you know, get the best out of their tortoises with health questions and behavior and understanding all of that. That's really what it's all about. You know, the funny thing that started to happen about 3 years ago, we've talked before, I've been selling these guys for years. And I always sold them to somebody else who was collecting tortoises. Guys collected red fees, guys collected yellowfoots, guys collected sulcatas. And then the pinnacle was always, someday I'm going to get an Aldabra.
Right.
And that was what everybody wanted to do. And what about 3 years ago, I started selling Aldabras to people that never had even a reptile before.
Crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So that really came from the fact of the support that I give to people. Because I call people back, I have care sheets, I have 3-4 different care sheets. I go into behavior, I go into poisonous plants, I go into different care sheets I have. How to build inside enclosures, how to build outside enclosures.
And the other thing is how to know if they're not well, how to help them if they're not well. Even tortoise psychology, you and I have discussed.
Yeah, right,
I've
sure.
asked you, like, you know, sometimes you get a tortoise that's very outgoing. Other times you have one
Right.
that just sits with its head in the corner for a while.
Right.
And you have to understand that, you know, what's the psychology of these animals? How can we make them feel more comfortable? All these things I've learned from you. And it's been invaluable. And I didn't buy an animal off you. We just trade information.
Right.
So, I mean, these are all the things that when you spend this much time with a particular species, as you have the Aldabra,
Right.
that you pick up over how many years have you been doing it now?
40 years.
40 years with giant tortoises.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So, I mean, from what we call very young juveniles to you're
These
getting
are
a
a year
little
and a half
older.
here.
Yeah,
Hey,
where? So that's a year and a half old.
Yeah. Hey,
That's great.
Can we pick up that one there, S12A? I want to show you that.
S12?
Yeah.
Is it this one?
Yeah, see there, S12? No,
Where?
over there.
Oh, over here. My
Yeah,
bad.
bring him over here.
Oh,
The
S12.
sun went in.
Look at that.
But this is another animal. I just want to hold him up there. I want to show the eyes. See if you can see those eyes.
Yeah, they're pretty. I see what you're saying. They do. They've got really, and this is something that most people don't really look at. You can see right on top above the pupil, there's some coloration there.
Also around the iris.
Okay.
It's hard to see. Let's see
really
if we
neat.
get it over here.
Because generally you're looking at a black tortoise, right? You know, that's pretty much what people just think that they're dealing with. Just a black tortoise, and there you go.
Right.
Well, that's amazing. Year and a half old. Like we said, they grow quickly, but this is, in my opinion, who you want to get your giant tortoise from if you are serious about it. But please be serious. It's not an impulse buy. It's something that you really have a lifelong commitment.
Right.
So there are just so many different animals to choose from. And in my opinion, Sam, you're the guy to get a giant tortoise from. No, listen. I know I've met a lot of people that have watched our videos that have purchased from you. And they're very excited about their animal. So, you know, definitely it's testament to your passion and what you do for them. You know, even when they're juveniles here, they have plenty of room, plenty of good food. They got great support staff here that are always making sure things are clean. Not only that, but you're also a BMXer, so we like that. What's your name again?
Andrew.
Andrew. I met Andrew at the skate park about a year and a half ago. So here he is hanging out at Sam's place. So that's kind of cool. We like bikes and tortoises. So just a good time, man. Now, Sam, I am here for other reasons, for something
special.
else. Yes, for something special. Sam and I, we've been friends for a while now.
Long time.
Long time. And you guys are gonna love this. I don't know who it is yet though, but we're bringing a female home to my house.
Right. Yeah, we're going to do
This is
a breeding loan.
Okay.
So a project there. You have a male, Nostradamus.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's at that age right now and that size where he's kind of sexually active, and we need to get him hooked up. So what's interesting about this scenario is so often I see you really get the best breeding potential when there's change in the environment, when something changes.
Okay.
So when you introduce females to a new spot and the males, they all get excited. So I'm expecting you're going to see a lot of breeding activity because right now is the beginning of breeding season anyway.
Okay.
So I think right off the bat you're going to see a lot of breeding.
Oh my God, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So I actually let's head out.
Okay.
I actually have my buddy Troy Zimmerman here from Florida Commercial Appliance. Where is he? He's my buddy that I go bike riding with. All right, there's Troy. Just say hello to everyone, Troy. One of the Z boys here. Right. We brought his work van, and I don't know what gal you got in store for Nostradamus. I'm sure it's going to be a good-looking one. So, where is she?
She's this way.
All right, buddy. Let's go check it out.
It's been so hot.
Yeah, we got it.
Everybody is hiding.
All right.
So she's not going to be easy to deal with right now.
Oh boy. Well, she's coming home. We drove down here.
Yeah.
We're getting her back up
One
there.
way or another, right?
Yeah, so we've got the Florida Commercial Appliance work/tortoise van. And we are going to be having a good old time in it, bringing this gal home. Look at the size
There she is,
of
right
the...
there.
Where? What?
Right there.
Get out of here. That's not a female. You can't fool me, man.
shoot.
Can't fool me. Who is this?
It's Oliver.
Oliver. What's up, big fella? Look at this, guys. Can you imagine Nostradamus becoming this large? Hey,
Now
Oliver.
he's 39 years old. I raised him from a hatchling.
39 years old.
Yeah. Bernie's 40 years old.
All right, Bernie's in underneath the cover.
Yeah.
And who's this?
This is Oliver, 39.
Oliver.
That's Tank. That's 38.
Tank
And
is...
this is Cecil.
Jesus.
Cecil's what I was telling you. Look at the difference in the shell shape.
Yeah, he's more oblong.
Yeah, but look
And
at
the
how smooth
vault.
this shell is.
But he's got this
Look
smooth
at
shell
this.
and the vault there.
Look at how vaulted he is here.
Yeah, that's
Come on, stand
incredible,
up,
man.
Cecil.
Look at this
Stand
guy.
up.
I love
His
the
he-
Aldabra.
His head is narrow.
Yep.
When you come back here, look this way.
Look at that.
See how narrow he comes?
Yeah.
Go look at the front of Tank now.
And that's why he got the name Tank. He's more flattened or
Yeah.
wider.
Yeah. He used to
Interesting.
work for the police department as a roadblock.
Come on. He's
So-
awesome. Tank. They see green, they get mean.
But you see what else you notice about him?
no nuchal scoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is
1%.
usually the way you tell the difference between a galop
and an
and Aldabra. But there's other things you got to look for. More importantly, the narrow face of the Aldabra. That's clearly a giveaway, in my opinion, once
Yeah.
you've spent enough time
Yeah.
with these tortoises.
Look between the eyes. It's round.
Yep.
And their nose comes to a point.
Yep, got it. Very, very cool. So if you guys go to your local zoo and you see a giant tortoise, it's only one of two different species. It's either the Aldabra or the Galapagos. So
Yeah.
here is the Aldabras. I personally think the Aldabras, I love them. They seem to just be bulletproof.
Yep, they are.
Fantastic animals.
They're the most bulletproof tortoise that's out there.
Gotcha.
They just don't get diseases. They're really tough. They're very healthy.
Listen, you're killing me here, though. I want to see who's coming home with me. I'm sorry.
Let's go take a look.
I hate to be like that, but I know you guys are excited also.
Right here.
No way.
Yeah.
No way, guys. This is, what's her name?
Athena.
Athena, you're coming home with me today? Hey, girl, look at this. This is going to be Nazi's lady. And I'm telling you, you know, we discussed this maybe last week, and you were like, give me his measurement. So I measured our galop, and boy, he is just a little bit bigger. This is going to be perfect.
Yeah. And something interesting here about Athena is Athena comes from Spain.
She's Spanish?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Kate speaks Spanish.
I know.
This is perfect. You know, I like it. She's from what part of Spain? Do we know?
You know, I do, but I don't remember.
You don't recall. Now, what was her story? Why Spain? Why was she in Spain? Canary Islands.
No, it wasn't Canary Islands. It's just a collector who had them there and then bred them in Spain, and then she came from Spain.
Well, that's
and you notice a little bit of the pyramid that she has, and that's because I've bought other animals from Spain, and they all have this because they don't have the same weather, they don't have the same humidity that we do here. And that's the reason that you see that pyramid.
Yeah, but I mean, this is you know, this level of pyramiding is not anything to really worry about as far as mobility and functionality.
No.
Yeah, this is a healthy animal.
Yeah, sure.
This is exciting. So we've got to now
I've imported a lot of animals from Mauritius, and there are none of them that are perfectly smooth.
Yeah, it's interesting.
That whole perfectly smooth thing
It's a myth.
Is a myth.
Yeah.
In fact, you know, the Koreans have really smooth tortoises. And you know why?
No.
Because they polish them every day with Vaseline. Every day they polish them with Vaseline, and they come out like a bowling ball.
Wild.
It's just the Koreans, they have this thing with it. But to me, that's an abnormality.
Gotcha.
It's not normal.
Right. Let it be a tortoise.
When you look at the animals that are on the islands, they're like this.
Yeah, they have variation
Now,
to them.
you could say this is pyramiding, but it's not pyramiding. But look at Cecil.
Yeah, he's
look how
smooth.
long he is. Look at that vaulted scute, and every one of these Mahi Island tortoises have that really smooth shell. See how smooth that shell is?
I do.
These three were raised, same diet, same spot, and look at the differences.
Wild. Well, all right. Well, here's my next question. How in the heck do we get her? We have to go. Our vehicle's over there,
Yeah,
so
we got to go through here.
okay.
So let's go get that van prepared.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, Athena's in. Holy smokes, she ain't light. I'll tell you that much. All right, Sam, we're gonna have to hustle. We don't want her in the back.
Yeah.
We got her covered. We're gonna get home. I can't thank you enough for the trust, man.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting thing.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get things dialed in.
I'm going to follow you out there, and then we'll do a little tortoise talk out there.
We'll talk.
I want to check out some of the other Aldabra tortoises, see what shell shapes they are and everything.
That'd be really cool.
See that setup that you got there.
All right, we'll see you guys in a little bit.
Take care, everybody.
All right, we got a big party over here tonight. There's my lovely wife.
Hello.
All right. How does that, go ahead, open it up. Open it up.
Hi.
That's
Come
it.
on.
I think that's fine. How you doing there, big guy? Huh?
That's a lady.
Yeah.
How you doing, big girl?
All right. Perfect. Beautiful. All right, let me just push her in. Hold on, little one. And then someone's going to have to walk along with her.
Where do you want me?
What I'm going to have to do is tilt the bucket up also.
Right.
Oh, she's strong. Careful with your fingers, Pop. Put her in
Nice.
Yeah, long way, exactly. All right, now you just hold it here for a second. I'm gonna tilt this all up. Oh my
You're
God.
not going anywhere. Don't go closer to the truck because they're lazy.
I'm not. I'm being tilted. Back.
Back up a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, now tilt.
All right.
Wow. So much easier with the tractor.
I'm gonna go to the far side of the enclosure.
It's all right, little girl.
How exciting!
Are you so excited?
Tilt it back a little more.
I have to raise it.
Oh,
Tilt it. I can't.
Oh, you can't tilt it back anymore? But she's strong and she's trying to get out.
I'm gonna go. I gotta go that way now.
Okay.
How you doing? You all right? I'm sorry. I'm going over there. I'm gonna put her down.
Down. All right.
Just watch her little foot.
Watch your feet, Kate. Come on,
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me do this quick. So, what's going on here? There, how you going there, Pop?
Good. How you doing there?
Yeah, that's a nice white shirt you got.
Oh, of course.
I got a washing machine. Yeah, no big deal. All right, I'll tilt her down.
Just watch her one little foot is kind of hanging over.
I know it. That's what I'm saying. You got to watch your feet. All right. Just tell me, where's Troy?
Just go down. Just go straight down. I think
hold
she'll
on.
be fine.
Here we go. You okay?
Yeah, keep going.
You good?
Good. Keep going. All right, good. She's on the ground.
Okay.
All right, let's
She'll come.
stand in front of her.
Come on, honey.
Holy smokes. There you go, lady. Oh, look. They're welcoming
Excuse me, you're right in
Oh,
my
I'm
shot.
sorry.
Thank you.
Good girl.
Come on.
Wow. Go get it like
Go get in
a
there.
pad or something, like a cactus pad.
Well, I just stand right like this and
Yeah,
just
just guide her.
corral her in.
Oh my gosh.
Who's coming? Is that Nostradamus? Perfect. Look who it is. It's your boyfriend. It's your new boyfriend. Go in there. Yeah, we're filming. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. So anyhow, this is it.
girl.
She's in. Let's see what happens with this meeting. How perfect that they're actually together.
Whoop, watch out, Dad. Right next to you.
All right, there's one. Let's see if he can figure out that is a gal.
He's more interested in neck rubs. You know him.
There you go.
Oh, look.
All right. Let's see what she does.
Okay.
That's that.
Hey, little lady.
Come on. Yeah, he's bigger than her, which is what we want.
Hi.
All right, so. Oh, that just finally shut off. All right, so anyhow, her name's what's her name? Afina. That's her name.
Afina?
Afina.
Oh, that's a pretty name.
And then here's Nostradamus, so hopefully we'll get him interested in her, but it'll be nice to see what his excitement level is, and he'll probably figure out that she's a gal. And let's see what happens. How funny that he was the one closest to her.
He
that's
came
what we
out
want.
fast. He was like, ooh.
And obviously
Watch
tortoises,
out, you're in the shadow.
tortoises know.
He knows I'm a gal, too. Hey, guy.
Excited about this.
Ooh.
How cool is that? Look at that, buddy. You got a girlfriend that's your own size now. Oh my gosh, what a day, huh? I gotta thank Sam and thank my buddy Troy, who's been left with a lot of surprises from Afina in the back of his work van. I'm gonna have to go help him clean that out right now. But Of course, we'll keep you guys filled in as to what happens with these two, and hopefully it's love at first sight. But you can see they are definitely of comparable size, so I'm very excited about this. All right, guys, we'll see you soon. Sam's gonna come visit, and we'll have a continuation of this video on the next episode. See you later.